Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm justDelicious, and today I am actually casting D4 versus Ace. I'm not entirely sure what this tournament is. D4 forgot to tell me, but they asked me if I wanted to cast it, and I obliged because I love casting. Even though Vague still isn't here with me, his computer is still busted, and he's just waiting for his other one to arrive. And we're just waiting for everyone to connect up. There was a lot of broadcasters in this game. There was about 8 or something. I'm not entirely sure. But it was pretty mental. I've never seen it before. No. We'll have to see. But yeah, this should be a very fun game. I have seen D4 play before, and they played very well. I've never had the pleasure of casting Ace, but hopefully I can work with them more in the future. Cast a few of their games, see if they like me. Blah. Yeah, jumping straight into the first bans. Batrider, straight away banned out by D4. That's kind of the hero you expect to be banned out pretty much every game. He's absolutely ridiculous. As a solo mid, as a jungle, and as an off lane, he's pretty ridiculous, especially when he gets to mid to late game. The other carries start picking up BKBs. He just blinks on lassos, and he doesn't really care about BKB, which is absolutely awesome, especially if you're going up against heroes like Sven. And maybe the biggest carry at the moment is Gyrocopter, and he always gets a BKB. So Batrider seems to be very strong against him. That's probably the reason he's banned out so much. Just the big carries just get countered so hard. Darkseer banned out by Ace, another really strong offlaner. Iron Shell just a pain through pretty much the entire game. And of course the wall being very effective late game, and as the carries grow stronger, the wall just gets better and better, which makes Darkseer a force to be reckoned with at pretty much every stage of the game. Keeper of the Light banned out by D4. Now, there was a little bit of a nerf to Keeper of the Light, but I don't think that's really stopped him whatsoever being tier 1 and first ban material. It's really the chakra magic that does it for him. It's absolutely insane being able to gift other players on your lane an insane amount of mana just to continue spell harass, just to continue to spam as many spells as you can. Magnus banned out by Ace, another hero that has come very strongly back into the meta. He was falling off very slightly, but all of a sudden he's come back with a vengeance, and all the teams seem to be banning or picking him as soon as they can now. Nyx Assassin will be first picked by D4, as you expect. Just one of the strongest support heroes in the game. I've seen a lot of teams just first ban him because of how annoying he is, how powerful he is. Spike Carapace had a slight nerf, but it's still absolutely insanely strong. His mana burn is ridiculous early game, especially against the enemy tri-lane supports or even mid. And Nyx Assassin is one of those heroes that just complements a tri-lane so nicely. He has a good stun that can stun multiple units if you can hit it off right. He's a really good initiator. He's a very good support, and he's quite tanky as well. In a big team fight, if you could pop up that spiked carapace, he can inflict a 4 or 5 man stun for a good 2 seconds, which is you don't even get that on many ultimates, to be fair, which is just an insane spell. Shadow Demon and Bounty Hunter immediately picked up, however, by Ace. They had a little bit of a think about it. Shadow Demon will probably be going onto their tri-lane as a support hero. Sometimes we see him mid, but it's very unlikely, especially in this sort of match where you are expecting him to be on the tri-lane. Bounty Hunter will be off lane. They've kind of shown their hand a little bit already by picking Bounty Hunter so early. That's definitely going to be their off lane hero. Whether they put him on the safe or hard lane, though, is really up to them. But D4 can really start to look at countering that Bounty Hunter as soon as possible, trying to keep him locked down in the early game, because as long as he doesn't get his track particularly early, he's just never going to be in a very good position. They're not going to be able to utilize him very well. If they get some sentries down on the lane, he really does get shut off very easily. And some heroes, when they have these when they have skill shots like Windrunner with her power shot, if they're very skilled, they can continue to keep the harass on Bounty Hunter even if they can't see him, just by almost guessing where he is, or having a little bit of knowledge of where he could be residing. And Bounty Hunter, he can be more troublesome sometimes for the team that pick him than the team that don't, just because he is so easily countered. You expect him to be able to go roam around the map, but if you have the sentries already placed up, he's going to try and roam. He's going to get caught out in very, very bad positions, and he could be very, very easy to gank. But they obviously know what they're going to run with him. On the plus side of Bounty Hunter, if you can get him those early levels, his track gold is ridiculous, and he does give you an awful lot. I mean, he can turn it around. If you're losing the game and then Bounty Hunter all of a sudden turns around and gets a few track kills, it really does turn the game on its head. PL picked up by Ace after Lifestealer and Puck, the big combo coming out of D4. We've seen Puck Nix bombs being used an awful lot, and I expect this game to be absolutely no different. That could be that's going to be very, very nice initiation coming out of D4. And then you have the Nyx Assassin stun just to back it off after Puck has popped all of the spells. PL, though, a hero we see quite often, very, very good hero, especially when it comes down to being able to spam that Spirit Lance. Kotl is one of the best heroes to go with him, just because of the chakra magic. But Phantom Lancer, still a strong hero. He's one of the hardest carries in the game. Can easily beat Lifestealer when it gets to about 35 or 40 minutes onwards. He's going to have a very nice time, because Lifestealer, single target carry, not very strong against Phantom Lancer. You need to have the big cleave that a Sven or a Tiny gives you, and without Magnus as well, Lifestealer could have a little bit of a problem against Phantom Lancer when it gets to the late game. But they're going to be using the Puck Bombs to try and keep Phantom Lancer locked down, especially when it gets to the later stages of the game. On to the second bans, we can see Rubik and Undying banned out almost immediately by Ace. They really, really don't want to D4 finishing off their extremely strong tri-lane with these sorts of heroes. Undying, so ridiculously strong in a tri-lane. Some teams have started to suss him out though, so he's kind of fallen away. He's not really top tier material anymore, and he normally slips through the pool, but this time they decided to ban him out. They've also banned out the Rubik. Looking at the bans from D4, we can see Queen of Pain getting banned out almost immediately, the Warlock following very, very shortly after, and Leshrac, so they're also banning out a lot of the big supports. Warlock, one of the mightiest supports when it comes to counter initiation. They do not want a Warlock being stood on the opposite team when you want to go for a Puck and Lifestealer sort of bomb as your initiation, because if Warlock can just throw down that ultimate, it can really cause havoc. Puck's going to die very, very shortly. Lifestealer, even though he's quite tanky, if he can pop that rage off, without the support from the rest of his team, obviously he can do absolutely nothing. So they're getting rid of that counter initiation. The Queen of Pain they've got rid of, because Queen of Pain can be quite good against Puck in mid. It's about even, but they'd rather not risk it. They'd rather have Puck at that really, really nice lane in mid and make sure that she can get up the levels, get up the farm, get at those quick phase boots, make sure that she's maneuverable and she can hit those dream coils when the team fights come slightly later on in the game. IO banned out by Ace, or IO Wisp, banned out by Ace, and they don't want the Lifestealer being paired with Wisp, obviously. Obvious reasons for that. That is a 3-hero bomb anywhere on the map within about 2 seconds. If Wisp tethers to someone and that Lifestealer just hides inside, then that is a huge amount of initiation. That can cause huge problems for Ace's lineup, especially heroes like Bounty Hunter and Shadow Demon, where if they pick up Dust, very, very easy to gank, very easy to kill if they can get the first stun off, or the first even a silence off on these heroes. They're very, very easy to bring down. Jakiro picked up by D4, a hero that ever since the Ice Path slight nerf a few patches ago, seen a little bit less play, but he's still extremely strong. Lena picked up by Ace, finishes off their tri-lane. You expect her to be going with the Shadow Demon and the Phantom Lancer, and Lena and Shadow Demon, a very, very potent combo, especially in lane. The Disruption is setting up the Light Strike array perfectly, and then Soul Catcher as well, meaning that there's even more damage coming out from Lena, who does an awful lot of burst damage as it is. And they've really got to be careful, because D4 have got to be careful on this tri-lane, because if one of their supports gets caught slightly out of position, then Lena and Shadow Demon are going to be throwing down a lot of damage onto them, and it's going to take a very brave Nyx Assassin or Jakiro to throw an Ice Path or stun back behind their creep wave to try and make sure that that the one that gets caught out actually doesn't die. So they've just got to be very careful. Good positioning from D4, though. You have to say they do have the stronger tri-lane. The Nyx Assassin being able to mana burn the Lina or the Shadow Demon, depending on who he chooses, over and over and over again. And a Lone Druid picked up by D4 last pick, and now we're just waiting for Ace. How is Ace going to respond to that? Lone Druid will be their offlaner. They'll want to try and get him up against Bounty Hunter, have him a very nice lane. Maybe get him some sentries as well, just to pop on that lane to make sure the Bounty Hunter cannot get near him. And Lone Druid will have pretty much free farm if they can secure that on the lane against a Bounty Hunter. Against a tri-lane as well, he's going to be very, very good. He's going to be able to pull with his bear and make sure that the creeps never leave his tower. And he could get quite a lot of farm. He's just got to be very, very careful. And Invoker last picked by Ace. So they are going with the Invoker, a hero that has really dropped off massively recently. They fancy him to go up against the Puck, though. They think he's going to be survivable enough to deal with the Nyx bombs when it comes to late game, and even the Nyx Assassin roaming around late game as well. He is going to have a little bit of problems. You expect him to go face straight into drums just for that survivability, so he doesn't just keep dying. And yep, I'm gonna run through both teams because Vague isn't here with me, unfortunately. But we can see that Lord Blub on the Puck. Happy Jack will be taking up the Lifestealer, running away on that bear. That will be D Weird, who will be taking up the Lone Druid. Last but not least, DM will be on the Nyx Assassin, flicking it over to Ace. We can see that Nori will be taking up the Phantom Lancer. Down in mid, the Invoker, Sindo Winto, will be taking will be handling him. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to call him Sin. Sadie will be taking up the Lina. Van Dang will be taking up the Shadow Demon, and last but not least, off on that off lane is Andy, who will be handling the Bounty Hunter. He's going to be going up against actually a lot of heroes from D4. They really want to go for first blood. Do they have sentries down here? They do. They have sentries on the Nyx Assassin if they want to try and go for first blood, although Puck decides she's just going to get herself back over to mid because they know that Bounty Hunter is now up against them. They know where the tri-lane is, and Puck figures that he's just going to be camping behind the tower, and he is camping behind the tower. So, yeah, basically just waiting for the creep wave to come out now. It doesn't look like either team's going to be too adventurous. We see the bear just running around trying to cause a little bit of problems. He's so unbelievably tanky. He has Stout Shield and a Quelling Blade, so Lone Druid really going for a pretty aggressive start. He has two sets of tangos, one of them gifted to him by the support heroes, and so he should be survivable. Even if he gets a little bit of harass, he should be able to maintain himself and make sure he doesn't get killed too fast. Bounty Hunter, what does he have on him? Does he have the wards? Yes, he does. He's going to be placing one of those just on this camp. There we go. That's going to block that camp. And that's a really nice space, actually. It's not a conventional space. You normally see them being placed around this area, or even right in the middle of the camp, which is a little bit bizarre. But that's going to be a little bit trickier to deward because you're going to have to put the sentry around in this area somewhere. And if they end up putting the sentry over here, obviously it's going to catch absolutely nothing. That's just a waste of 100 gold. So finally, the creep waves come down. I'm going to flick up the last hits and denies. We can see that Puck already doing okay. She's slightly ahead of this Invoker, 2-1 versus 2-0, but nothing really that can be said about it thus far, and we can see that Invoker's caught up quite nicely already. So yeah, it's just Lone Druid. How is Lone Druid going to fare on this offlane compared to Bounty Hunter down on the other one? You see Bounty Hunter just hanging around just outside of view, while the two supports from D4 just stay at the bottom. We can see that Impale actually picked up level 1 by Nyx Assassin. You normally see mana burn, but they knew that they were going to be up against the Bounty Hunter. They figured there's no point getting a mana burn against Bounty Hunter. He has such a low mana pool anyway, not a lot of intelligence, and he only needs 50 for his Shadow Walk. And little bit of aggression at top, just trying to harass down this bear. It's on about just less than half HP. So they're just going to keep harassing that as much as possible. They want Nori to get absolute free farm. But at the moment, the winner in the free farm is definitely Happy Jack, sitting at 11-0 versus a 6-0 of Phantom Lancer. He's doing very, very nicely, being supported down here against this Bounty Hunter. And it's probably just because Bounty Hunter cannot do anything to the wave. But Lone Druid has this bear to pull it back. He has the bear to be able to go around and just creep skip to make sure he can get as much farm as possible. Make sure that he doesn't get caught out by the supports from Ace on this tri-lane. Bounty Hunter has nothing like that. He can't even go Shadow Walk and walk up to them because he knows that the Nyx Assassin has 2 sentries on him, and there's just nothing he can do against them. So Lifestealer taking quite a good lead at this early stage, and all the stacking and pulling is going to be taking place from Ace to make sure that they can get this lone druid out of the picture, make sure that they can get Nori free farm, and Nori's going to have a lot of farm when this wave gets pushed up, as it is now. And you can see the stack and pull, not the stack and pull actually, just the pull working from Ace to be able to give Nori a little bit more free farm. And now he's catching up much better with the Nyax, and that's where he needs to stay. He needs to stay on about equal farm. He can't let the Nyax have a very, very nice early to mid game, because if he does, he's going to be able to destroy him when it gets down to the 20-minute mark, 25 minutes. There's really not much that Phantom Lancer can really do against him at this stage. And we see Nori already having to pop the pot. He's got a Quelling Blade to make it a little bit easier for him to last hit under the tower, which kind of shows their what they want to do. They definitely want to get this wave under the tower as much as possible with stacking and pulling, and that Quelling Blade will make it a lot easier for him to be able to last hit while they're doing that. So the bear just continuing to pull the wave, making sure that Lone Druid gets some sort of farm. He's only sitting on 1 and 0 versus 5 and 0 on the Bounty Hunter. Looking in mid though, we see DM and Dews hanging around. Oh, Wandang actually spots out DM. Does he have it? No, he's still only level 2. He falls very, very fast. The last hit does go to the Shadow Demon. Invoker was there as well, just popping the cold snap on him, and that is a very, very dead Nyx Assassin. Died extremely quickly. Both teams looked to rotate at the same time, but they've just got more burst damage on the side of Ace, just what we were talking about. The Soul Catcher, supremely good at getting these sorts of ganks, and now we see Chikiro just placing a few wards, making sure nothing else happens. Double damage will spawn at bottom. And Invoker's going to be going to pick that up. He already has his bottle. He's doing quite well for himself. 14 and 8 versus the 16 and 4 of Puck. So he's definitely have the better of the denies. Although Puck is catching up on the XP anyway, just because Invoker's gone to get that rune. But a double damage should be very good against Puck, being able to force her off of lane, especially if he can get a cold snap off before she can dodge. He should be able to really harass her down very, very easily. Happy Jack down at bottom. He looks like he is going for a Hand of Midas. If he's got the money for it, if he wants to buy it up now, about 5 minutes in, that Hand of Midas will get to him. That'd be very, very good if he's actually going for that. Shadow Demon actually gets another kill over the top on Lone Druid. Actually missed out on Lone Druid, getting maybe too aggressive, standing out here. Not the best place for a Lone Druid. You need to keep yourself down by the tower and just have your bear go and scout down in mid. Oh, Puck actually gets the kill on 20 HP. She gets away. Invoker just buys back immediately. Maybe he's going to go for the Sunstrike. I'd be very surprised. There it is. Completely misses. Puck's still hanging around at the tower. Has the bottle and the tangos to be able to keep himself up. And Invoker wastes more money trying to go for the snipe. Now he has to walk all the way back to mid, as opposed to just waiting, getting a TP, and just walking himself down there. So D Weird at bottom. How's he doing on farm? 11 and 0. I think it's about time we can start having a look at the gold grass. Maybe not, because Andy getting caught out of bottom. Where is the sentry ward from Nyx? They're not going to place it. They're going to let him get away. Maybe a little bit, well, definitely a little bit strange. If they put up that sentry ward, surely they could have been able to go for the kill. Happy Jack does get the Hand of Midas, so his farm is very, very nice. He can now get his boots if he wants to. He'll be rushing. Maybe phase boots in this sort of case, just to be able to make sure he can catch up with fast heroes like Bounty Hunter, who do often go for the phase boots. He wants to be a bit more maneuverable, and he's going to be picking up a drum as well. Looking to start something in mid is Sadie. Has the haste rune if he wants to rotate all the way around and maybe try and get this Puck. Decides better of it. And maybe we'll try on De Weird on the Lone Druid instead. Actually, will not. Lena level 4, doing very nicely. Actually, Lone Druid's only level 5, being shut down incredibly well by the tri-lane. You compare it to Gondar, who is currently level 6. So he actually has track up at the 6-minute mark. That's actually very, very important. He can start roaming for those track kills now. And yeah, that's just what he wanted. He wanted to get that level 6 as soon as possible. Just survive in lane until he gets it. He now has it. He hasn't died once. He's going to continue to spam those tracks to make sure that he knows exactly what's going on with this lifestealer. He's not going to get caught out at all. And if we flick up the XP graph, we can see that actually taking quite a big lead is Ace at this early stage. They're about 1.5k ahead, maybe just under that in XP. And in gold, it actually goes the other way. D4 just slightly ahead, and that's probably due to Happy Jack up at top. Nori trying to get away. They do have the sentry put up. Actually, are they going to be able to get him? A few more right clicks will, but he's going to be out of sentry ward range. And three heroes actually went top. DM and Dews both went up there to try and get the kill, and absolutely nothing came from it. If we have a look at Nori's item build, he's gone Hand of Midas as well. Probably quite a lot slower than the Nyx. Yeah, quite a lot slower than Nyx, but it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world for him. He's still going to have a very, very nice late game, and that's what they're going to be relying on. They're relying on him to take this one very, very late, and they should be able to win it if they do. So, oh, Lone Druid actually gets caught out by the disruption. There's the Soul Catcher, hits him. D-Weird's going to get taken out by the Lina combo. That's what we were talking about. So much burst damage. The rest of D4 have to back off. They cannot go near, or else they're going to get caught out as well. Only a few more seconds. The Lina stun actually misses. Quite unfortunate. This Dragon Slave being popped straight after to try and get another kill, but nothing coming from it. And that's what we were talking about. If you get caught out in a bad position against this combo, you're going to just die. You've got absolutely no survivability. And even the tanky Lone Druid gets dropped very, very fast by that Lina combo out of the Soul Catcher, which is level 2. So it gives an extra 30% damage. And Lina's combo straight away after. That is an awful lot of damage. You just absolutely melted him. And you can't get caught out in these sorts of position on the Lone Druid. And you can see how bad a time he's having. That DM and Dews have both had to come up here to try and support him, and you can actually see that Nori and Wandang have actually had to back off an awful lot. They can't afford now to get aggressive. Now they don't have the combo up, although Andy rotating top on this bounty hunter. He does have track, obviously. He's now level 7, so he's been able to get one more into his shuriken toss. Here he goes. He's just popped a Shadow Walk once again. They really want to get this Lone Druid. One track will get the kill if they want to go for it. Oh, but Andy's walked straight into the Sentry Ward. Are they going to be able to take him out? No, there's a disruption on the back. Lina's here. There's the stun. The combo from Dragon Slave being able to get yet another kill. Now Andy hanging around. Really wants to try and get D-Weird. Will not be able to get him. He is backed off. And really, really good play once again by Ace. They're really pulling out all the stops. Bounty Hunter got a little bit slack walking into the Sentry Ward that they surely knew was there after the Phantom Lancer gank, but he just didn't realize it was there. He got caught out, but the Shadow Demon very nicely placed, actually very nice positioning. The disruption coming over the top, managing to get the kill, and he has got one into Soul Catcher. He's actually got one into stats, which is very, very, very strange. A little bit odd, but absolutely fine. Looking over at the Lone Druid, again, he's just getting absolutely no farm. He's still got Stout Shield and Quelling Blade on his bear, and that is it. He's got Tranquil Boots, but I don't think that's really going to do anything. I mean, as you can see, he's not really taking much harass. He's just dying all of a sudden. He's still got all of his tangos, and more luck being called by Invoker. Oh, maybe because of the regen rune. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it's called that, but he has called it. And now they want to take this middle tower. DM and Dews have rotated to mid. Lord Blood is there as well. Doesn't have the Dream Coil up, so nothing up at the moment for Puck in terms of team fight. So they're just going to give a little bit of harass and back off. Nori doing quite a good job. Down at bottom though, Happy Jack's just been free farming pretty much this entire time. If we check the net worth, we can actually see that he's very, very far ahead of everyone. He's about 1,000 ahead of the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer really not being able to keep up with him. Nori having not the greatest time. He does have his Hand of Midas. He now has 1,500 gold on top of his Boots of Speed. But if we check Happy Jack, he's sat on 900 on top of his Power Treads. So he's doing much, much better. And he also has his Magic Wand just for that burst in HP. So he's a little more tanky as well. And Andy might get caught out. D-Weird. Oh, they're all here. Lord Blub as well. Are they going to be able to take him out? One more right click will do it. Dream Coil has been popped. Will they get him? Yes, they will. Lone Druid gets it. Dews throws out the Dual Breath as well, just in case they absolutely needed that for the kill. Nori has to hide in the trees. Puck throws out an Illusionary Orb. Who's this TPing in? Wandang, he's got to be careful. Oh, the Invoker around the back with a huge Chaos Meteor. Catches 4 of them. Manages to kill the Chikiro. Now he really wants Puck. Puck is going to be falling. The stun from the Lina got the last hit. Now they want D-Weird. They're going to be able to get him. This rotation from Invoker has been fantastic and has picked off at least, well, he's the one responsible for all of the kills. It looked like they were going for the tower dive. They absolutely couldn't. DM might get caught out. One more right click. He doesn't have the carapace up, and Invoker gets another kill. They get a 4-for-1 at top just by turning it around with the massive Chaos Meteor from Invoker, catching every single player on D4, and the amount of damage it did at this early stage, absolutely insane. Happy Jack just continues to farm at bottom. He wasn't part of that fight. He's just going to keep doing what he's doing to make sure that he can get as much farm as possible and can really start to turn this game around, because he is doing very, very nicely. He's now 1.2 ahead of the Phantom Lancer. He's still got his Hand of Midas. He's got Power Treads. I don't know what he's saving for. He's got 1.8k. He's probably going for an armlet straight away just to make sure he has all that damage. Lifestealer does get the last hit on the tower. And he's on 2.3k now. He's doing very, very well. If we have a look at Phantom Lancer, what sort of items is he picking up? He's still got 2.2k. He could really go any way at all. If he wants to get that fast diffusal blade, is probably the way that he's going to go. Either that or a fast radiance, but it's probably going to be diffusal blade against this team. I mean, it's going to do a lot more damage than the radiance, especially against heroes like Lone Druid, who's going to get caught out. There's the stun from Leader. I think he might be AFK. He's not actually doing anything. Now he walks off. Oh, he was using the bear to try and get the last hit on the tower, and they drop him while he was doing it. Oh, the bounty hunter rotated into the mid. That's another track kill for Ace. And if we check the gold after a few track kills, we can see that actually still quite a lot ahead by D4. But that will be changing very shortly, just to show that last kill. But it was in favour of Ace until the fight. Well, not even until the fight, just because Happy Jack has been free farming down at bottom, and because he got that tower and got the last hit on it, that's gonna mean an awful lot to him. He's now on 700 on top of his armlet. Actually, he's doing really, really well. Armlet, Power Treads, Hand of Midas, and an extra 700 gold at 14 minutes is absolutely nothing to be laughed at. And if he wants to try and engage in a fight with the puck, he could easily get a few kills before they can even touch him, because he is doing an insane amount of damage. And if we check his level, he's level 10, so he's the same level as the solo mid invoker. And here he goes back onto lane. He knows he's there. He knows who is there. So if he wants to try and engage on them, he's going to have to be very, very careful. He's going to have to wait for support, probably. They actually back off straight away. Very wise not to try and engage on this Lifestealer without backup, because he will easily be able to pick one of you off and then just try and walk off. The rage just lasting 6 seconds. Just absolutely insane. He only has level 1 open wounds, but it's still the same amount of slow and the same duration. It's only the life leech which is different, so reason why he didn't level that up more. But smoke gank, Wandang, we can see Invoker there as well, and Sadie on the Lena. They really want to try and get Happy Jack on this on the Lifestealer. Are they going to be able to get him? They need the initiation from the Invoker. He has Chaos Meteor up, and he has Deafening Blast. Oh, they just go for Juice, and Juice gets dropped very, very fast. Happy Jack having to try and run away. Is he going to pop the Rage and try and turn it around? There is the Rage, but he's still tracked up, and the Shadow Demon ulti goes straight through the Rage to slow him down. Off comes the Rage. There's a disruption. They're going to be able to pick him up very, very easily. There's a stun from Lena, and he uses the ult. They get the kill. Very, very nice play by Ace, rotating once again. And they pick up another kill, but this time it's on the most important hero. It's on the Lifestealer, who was getting very, very farmed. He was doing very, very well, and now this gives chance for Phantom Lancer to catch up, to maybe assert his influence. He is going for that fast diffusal blade. He has 2 blades and a robe of the Magi already, so he's just going to keep popping that Hand of Midas, make sure he actually has enough for his diffusal blade if he wants to pick up the recipe now and have it sent to him. I can't see why not. There it is. He does pick up the recipe. He's going to keep pushing with the illusions, and he's just going to doppel walk to make sure that, they absolutely cannot catch him. Lord Blub plus Weird teleporting in. But there's absolutely nothing they can do to stop this Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer, now that he has diffusal blade at 16 minutes, he's going to be a little bit of a force. He's going to be difficult. He could quite easily 1v1 this Lifestealer as long as he can survive through the rage time, where the diffusal blade burn won't do quite as much as it should. I mean, as soon as he's popped the rage, he doesn't really need any more. Oh, but Invoker wants to try and catch him out. Happy Jack actually having to run away from Invoker as the Chaos Meteor gets popped. I thought he would have tried to just go on him, and he turns around, and a very cheeky little use of the Midas just to get the big creep away from Invoker as he was going to try and get the last hit on it. And D4, they're all at top, but guess who has vision? It is the entire team of Ace, although they are smoked up. D4 really want to try and start something in the jungle. They're going to see the Phantom Lancer illusions. They know their illusions. Now they spot the real one. Up goes the Sentry. Are they going to be able to catch him? They know where he is. They're just going to turn on the supports instead. Sadie and Wandang. Wandang actually uses disruption on himself. Very nice timing. Sadie's going to get caught anyway, but around the back, look at the damage that Nori is doing, paired up with the Bounty Hunter with the tracks. They've picked up a few kills. They're going to be going for D-Weird as well, and the Diffusal Blade slowing him down. He's going to drop. A double kill for Nori. This is what we're talking about, Phantom Lancer. If he can pick up that quick Diffusal Blade, he can really start to dominate the game. Happy Jack looked like he wanted to try and go in and maybe help out, but there was absolutely nothing he can do. He's still getting chased down by Invoker, who has the Chaos Meteor if he wants to try and pop it, but the tower protects him, and the Lifestealer will just be getting away. Happy Jack very lucky to actually survive that when the rage lasted just long enough for him to be able to survive. But not a good fight for D4, not what they wanted whatsoever. They got caught out pretty horribly. They went for the smoke gank and they got turned around because the Phantom Lancer with a big Diffusal Blade pickup very early on really did destroy them in the fight. It drained all of their mana after they used one spell. They didn't have any more. It was he used it to purge the Lone Druid to make sure that he was slow to catch up, and it just does an awful lot of damage. I mean, you saw how many illusions he actually brought into the fight with him, and all of those illusions were hitting very hard. So I can see why D4 actually just got crushed in that fight. It's pretty much Nori at this stage doing all of the damage, although D4 really want to go at mid. They really want to try and take out this tier 2. Are they going to get it? I can't see where Lifestealer is right now. He's not gone for the Narc bomb. They haven't actually gone for any yet. Invoker actually has haste. Walks right into the middle. There goes the Meteor. Doesn't actually catch anyone this time. He's going to get caught out surely by the puck. They just blow absolutely everything. The puck actually does end up getting the last hit on the Invoker. Happy Jack comes in, manages to pick off an assist. He's now on 2.3k. But as you can see, Phantom Lancer pushing out this lane very nicely. Oh, Lord Blub actually getting caught out in the trees. They know he's there. They're going to keep spamming spells. They really don't want him to use that Blink Dagger. He's not going to be able to use the Blink Dagger. He's got the orb up in 1 second. He's going to be able to get away. Oh, he blinks up onto the high ground. Massive mistake from the puck. Can they catch him? There's the orb. It looks like he's going to be able to get away anyway, as is the how survivable Puck is. But wow, it looked like Puck was going to get caught out pretty heavily there. I mean, if Nori was there to be able to use one Spirit Lance on the Puck, Puck was pretty much dead. It only just had mana to cast that. Nori actually now picks up the Yasha, doing very nicely. Andy has Medallion, so he can assert these fights a lot more. And as you can see, net worth. Look at the net worth now. Nori has actually caught up and overtaken the Lifestealer pretty much on net worth, doing much better. If we check out Lifestealer, doesn't have anything in the courier. Is just saving up. Hasn't bought a single item after the armlet, and well, he just can't get anything. What's he going for? I'm not sure. He's bought something up now. We're going to check, and it is a Skull Basher. So he is going for the Basher route. Maybe a little bit of an error against a Phantom Lancer. You'd much rather have a Mjolnir against Phantom Lancer just because it gives you that lightning shock when all the illusions are attacking you, and also it can hit multiple targets. Single target carry against Phantom Lancer, really not what you want. He's not going to be able to do anything in the fights. Puck throwing out an orb, maybe trying to get a little bit aggressive. They have a sentry place up in case in case anybody with invis decides to try something. All of D4 are in mid, as are all of Ace. They're all standing around as well. Nori just hanging around the back. Has the big Spirit Lance, has Diffusal Blade as well, and Yasha. Now in goes Lord Blood with the ulti. Might catch a few out. There's the Chaos Meteor around the back. Actually destroys the Puck very quickly. Puck dies just from the Chaos Meteor. Happy Jack walking straight into the fight. Really wants to try and take out a few of these supports. It looks like he's going to be able to catch the Disruptor, the Shadow Demon, sorry, who actually disrupts himself. Shadow Demon actually might get away, might get dropped by the Lone Druid. Lone Druid is going to be able to get the kill around the back. Happy Jack actually still, again, doesn't manage to get out anyone in that fight. He gets 2 more assists, doesn't get any kills. Not what he wanted, only picked up 500 gold. But it's not the end of the world. A much better fight for D4. Much more like what they wanted. But they still haven't utilised the puck bomb with the infest. It looked like they wanted to that time, but it just didn't quite pay off. I mean, Puck died very early because of that Chaos Meteor. And as soon as Puck was dead, I mean, the rest of the team just crumbled around her. They managed to pick off a few kills just because Lifestealer is so strong early game with the Rage, being able to survive against pretty much pretty much everything thrown at him, but even he was struggling to get kills. He needed the assistance of Lone Druid just to pick off a Shadow Demon, which is not exactly what they would have thought would be happening at this sort of stage. They thought they'd be able to get this Lifestealer rolling very, very quickly and be absolutely wrecking the supports when it comes to a fight, and maybe picking off 2 or 3 of them before they could even touch him, but it's just not worked out the way they were hoping. A little bit too much survivability on the side of Ace, and a lot of damage coming out from that Invoker at this early stage, who has gone Quads Exhort, so he has gone for the Cold Snap and these Forged Spirits as his main source of damage, and the Chaos Meteor as well. The strike damage on Chaos Meteor very, very high. You see it does 110 damage plus 22 per second for quite a while. They know that DM's there, they had the Sentry Ward up, they're going to be backing off. They really want to try and catch out this Invoker, though. DM getting very close to the tower. Actually, might go for the tower dive. Now DM knows that they know, because the tower went to attack him. And nothing is going to be coming from this Nyx Assassin Ultimate or Andy, though, rotating in. He wants to try and get a track off. He does get a track off on Lord Blood. Now they know. Actually, they don't know that Lifesteal is hidden in the side still. So all they know about him at the moment is his position. But Nori goes straight into the middle. Throws in a Spirit Lance. The Shuriken toss very nicely dodged by Lord Blood. There goes the Ice Path. Actually completely misses. Lord Blood blinks straight into the middle. There goes Happy Jack. This is what we're talking about. This is the combo. Lena is going to be dying very, very quickly. Now picks off the other support. Wants to try and turn onto Andy. Andy has pretty much no mana. But Nori doing an awful lot back in this fight. Manages to pick off the Park. They get the kill on the Bounty Hunter. Nyx Assassin gets the last hit. And much better engagement. The puck bomb working much better with Happy Jack. Happy Jack managing to get away, not on a lot of HP, but it still worked out very nicely, being able to pick up the supports and the bounty hunter. Really, before the fight had even begun, they really just jumped on them in a blink of an eye. Puck looked like she was backing off. It looked like the whole team was backing off, and all of a sudden, Puck just turned it around and absolutely started wrecking them. So Happy Jack's just going to go back into the jungle to continue to farm. He's on 2.4k, but we're getting to that stage where Phantom Lancer is going to start becoming more of a threat than the Lifestealer is. Just because it's gone so late, he can start picking up all these items. He's probably going to be going for Manta next. They actually want to try and go for Roshan. They're going to be using the Forged Spirits to tank more than likely with the Cold Snap to try and take him down as quickly as possible. And D4 have absolutely no clue this is going on. They literally just walked into the Roshan pit and they're going to take him. There was absolutely nothing to kind of start it. There's no big win team fight, and they just decided, right, we're going to go Roshan. We don't care if they're all up. We're going to risk it. We're going to see if we can pick it up. They are going to be able to pick it up. Nori is probably going to be the one who's going to get it. H, I'm not entirely sure what that is from Lionel. Oh, okay. They're just calling the time in which it fell, so that's absolutely fine. Invoker, doing really well. 5-3-4 at the moment. We compare that to Nori. We can see that he's 4-0-3. He is going for Manta. He's picked up his Ultimate Orb. He can actually finish his Manta very, very soon. This camp will probably finish it for him as soon as he's got the big Ancient. There it is. He has his Manta style completely finished if he wants to buy it up. He has bought it up, and now it looks like Phantom Lancer starting to dominate this game. He has Aegis. Now is the time for them to really push, because a double dose of Nori in these team fights is going to be a little bit too much, you feel, for D4 to contend with. They really want to get this tier 2 at bottom. He's sending off just a few illusions. Actually, they've decided to back off. They're not going to go for it. Phantom Lancer would rather have his Manta style, have it sent to him and make sure he absolutely gets it before he tries anything. He's going to be rotating top to make sure that the Weird can't continue to push. And Andy wants to try and chase him into the jungle. He wants to try and get off a track. D-Weird actually doesn't have... Oh, he does have a TP now. He's going to be TPing away. There he goes. And they must have saw that, because the Shadow Demon, Shadow Poison, would have given them sight just of him escaping as he escaped. So they got a little bit unlucky then, actually, not to get the kill. But look at bottom. Now that they've left bottom alone, all of a sudden the wave has been pushed all the way back up. D4 really want to try and go for this tier 2. They have Puck. They have the Nyx bomb completely set up if they want to go for the blink in. Puck's just going to be clearing this wave as soon as possible. They want to get underneath this tower. TPs come in from Ace. Are they going to try and start something? Doesn't look like they is. It doesn't look like they are. Sorry, the track has been used on Puck, and they know exactly where Puck is. They're going to be backing off and not proceeding to push this tower. You have to feel, although D-Weird roaming around, picks up an invis rune, so now they know that he's invisible. They know that all of a sudden they could have two bears right in their face at any moment, as long if they don't engage under the tower. So they're going to be backing off quite a lot. And the sentry wall placement, very, very nice. DM gets tracked. They surely know that it's up, but they're going to be slow pushing with this bear. D-Weird is just going to be hanging right back. D-Warding coming up from Jakiro. And oh, look at Happy Jack and Puck just diving straight into the middle. They actually managed to get a kill. Now they want to try and get the Invoker. They're going to pick him off as well. The Ice Path just missed, but it's okay. Happy Jack gets the double kill. Now he wants to maybe try and turn around on Wang Dang. Is he going to? No, he doesn't. He has open wounds and rage. So if he wants to try something, DM gets a little bit aggressive. Might get caught out, but there's the open wounds on Andy. Andy did have the wand, however, he pucks it to give himself enough mana, but it wasn't off cooldown. He gets dropped by Happy Jack as well. This Lifestealer really dominating the game at about the time that he absolutely has to, about the 27-minute mark. Up goes the macro power just to make sure that Nori can't create any illusions into that. They will get destroyed very, very quickly. And all of D4 back off. The puck bomb working perfectly every single time. And Happy Jack now going for the Orchid. Has 2 Oblivion Staffs. Actually has his Orchid completely finished already. So he's really getting very farmed again. He's starting to take over this game. In this stage, Nori, we saw in the fight, Nori wasn't actually there. If Nori was there, maybe that would have been a little bit of a different story. Because Happy Jack really did destroy the supports very quickly. And we're going to have a little bit of a pause, which is absolutely fine. I've been talking for quite a while, so the break is much needed for me. But yeah, the Lifestealer doing very, very well on farm. He's going to have that Orchid sent to him. And this means that if he wants to go for the supports like Lina solo, he can. If he just walks around the back, Orchids, and then immediately pops the open wounds, there's nothing the supports can do. They have to be very careful of this Lifestealer now. I don't think they're really going to expect Lifestealer to have gone for the Orchid. So maybe they're going to get caught out just a little bit by that one. D-Weird on the Lone Druid still doesn't really have many items. Where's his bear? I don't think his bear's even alive. He hasn't made one. No, he hasn't. So we can't check right now what's on his bear, which is a little bit of a shame. But Lord Blub on the puck has the Blink Dagger up, obviously Arcane Boots. It looks like with the Ultimate Orb is going for a Sheep Stick. Hopefully we'll have the Sheep Stick very, very soon. We are going to be going... yep, we're going to be going right now. And we're just going to basically see a little bit more farming for the meantime, because that's all that both teams, are content on just farming this one out, seeing who can get there in the late game. Orchid board up by Happy Jack, has it delivered to him, and surely you feel he has to go for a little bit more AoE like a Mjolnir, just to make sure that Phantom Lancer doesn't destroy him in the late game, because he really can't contend with the Phantom Lancer when it gets to late game, unless he has some sort of way of dealing with these illusions. Look at how many illusions he's got sending down mid. I mean, how is Lifestealer going to be able to deal with this in a fight? If he sees this in a fight, which one's he going to go for? There's literally nothing he can do about it. He's completely stuck, and he's going to get absolutely shot down. He's going to have to try and focus the supports. But Phantom Lancer is going to be able to kill the supports faster than a Lifestealer when it gets to the 35-minute stage. So they have to pressure very, very fast. That's exactly what they're doing. The bear is up now, so we can actually check what's on the bear, and we can see actually he has gone Maelstrom, Hyperstone, and Phase Boots on the bear. So he's going for Mjolnir on that one. Puck has the bomb, wants to go onto Nori. They're going to be able to catch him out. He pops the Manta. Oh, and the disruption. This is a lot of PL illusions being made all of a sudden. Happy Jack doesn't have any sort of cleave, but he just kills them all out. The Macro Pyre actually doing a very, very good job. Nori gets dropped, but he does have that Diffusal Blade. Happy Jack has got to do a little bit of armlet toggling to make sure he gets out of this one. There's the stun. Nori gets stunned by the Orchid. Is he going to get dropped? Yes, he is. They get the kill. Happy Jack actually manages to get him a little bit of a surprise and round the back. Sadie gets the kill off, just trying to turn it back around. And the Focus Sunstruck completely missed everyone, actually. And now Nyx Assassin maybe wants to try something. Doesn't have any of his spells. Thinks better of it. Nori buys back. Manages to kill Happy Jack. Now wants to try on Deuce. It looks like the Bounty's going to be able to get him. Actually leaves him for Nori. That's very nice play in the double kill. No, Bounty got it. Sorry. He didn't leave it for Nori whatsoever. He stole it just as Nori was about to get it. But yeah, I'm sure they're not going to mind too much about that. 3k up on Nori. What's he going to go for now? Maybe he's going to go for a Radiance. You have to feel that's probably the next best item for him, just to make sure he gets as much damage in these fights. Really destroy the support's going to be very good against Puck, going to be good against Jakiro. Not too good against the rest of their team, but at this stage, he just wants pure damage, and Radiance, I think, gives him the most. But you saw him 1v1 against Happy Jack. Granted, Happy Jack only had half HP, but Lancer walked in, popped the Manta, and there was no way he could know which one was the real one. He just started to wail on them, hoping he would find him. He didn't, and he got dropped very, very fast because of that. So Phantom Lancer doing a very, very nice job. Nori farming just as you expect a Phantom Lancer would. Has now got the highest net worth in the game, sorry. Only by about 300. But that is quite a lot at this stage, especially seeing that Lifestealer needs more farm against a Phantom Lancer to be effective. Nori's going to keep pushing with these illusions down on the wave. Then he's going to be backing off, making sure he doesn't get caught in a slightly bad position. And they know that they're all illusions now. Nori's miles away, going to be getting this double... Oh no, it wasn't stacked. Just getting this creep camp then. And 28 plus 11 equals more than 30. Apparently equals. Okay, that's a bit of a strange thing to just point out. I'm not entirely sure. Sure why that's been pointed out, but either way. Nori really wants to kill this bear, actually. This bear looks like he could be dropping. I mean, a few more right clicks from Nori is going to be getting it. The Sunstrike maybe to try and take it out as well, but they didn't need it. Phantom Lancer is going to be taking all that money from the bear. He's got a lot of illusions, just sat there doing nothing, but he's not going to mind too much. Roshan up in another 3 minutes. So, Nori's going to be looking towards that one. He is going Heart of Tarask. So he has his Reaver and his Vitality booster. He's going for tankiness as opposed to damage. He's going to have his Heart of Tarask maybe within 2 or 3 minutes, maybe even less than that actually, if he can get good farm. And a DC being called by Ace, but hopefully they will be back very, very shortly. We can continue this game. Phantom Lancer is the one that's gone, actually. Rage quit being called by Osiris. Yeah, sure. If we want to call it a rage quit, he's doing he's doing really badly in this game. I mean, look how far behind he is. So he's only got 297 net worth for 32 minutes. Yeah, I'd be very, very surprised whether that was a rage quit. He will be coming back very, very soon. Happy Jack continuing to farm, still has his Hand of Midas, has that Orchid up, and the Armlet and Skull Basher, but apart from that, has absolutely nothing. Has 2k gold, maybe just saving for buyback. Buyback is up on him. Unlike it is on Nori, so if they can get Nori in a fight, they're going to be taking him out. But then again, he didn't have buyback for 2.5 minutes anyway, so he may as well have just spent his gold instead of waiting for it. And hopefully we will be continuing this game very, very shortly, because it has had a few pauses, which is a bit of a shame. Still just waiting, Phantom Lancer's reconnected. Right, hopefully we'll be going very, very shortly. There we go. He is back, and hopefully we will see the rest of this game through without another pause. Fingers crossed. The Puck Narcs bombs are still working very well for D4. If they can get these off a few more times and maybe kill a support or two before the fight starts, Nori's going to have a little bit of a bad time, especially if Puck and Blink can actually use the Silence the Waning Rift on Nori before he can manage to get off any of his spells. That is what they need to do. They need to make sure that Phantom Lancer cannot generate many illusions. Of course, he has Manta as backup, so he's going to be able to pop that regardless to at least make 2. But if they can AoE them down very fast, Phantom Lancer is going to be in a little bit of a troublesome position. But that's what they need to do. They need to make sure that Phantom Lancer doesn't get any chance to build up illusions in a fight. Because if he builds up a slight amount of illusions, he's going to get D4 are going to get absolutely wrecked because they have nothing to fight them. They really do not have that much AoE. They have a Puck, but apart from that, they have pretty much nothing. They're content on just slow pushing this top tower. They've got the Druid going through. Lord Blub is just going to right-click it a few times, but it's the bear that's going to be doing most of the damage. Down goes the combo from Invoker, going to completely miss everyone. Lord Blub's going to have a little bit of a track. They decide to jump straight in. There's the Nike's bomb. They're going to be catching out Sadie very, very soon. Sadie dies to the Puck round the back. Who are they going to try to take out? They want to go for Wandang. They're not going to be able to get him. They do take out the Invoker instead. In comes Nori. He's got a lot of illusions. Down goes the Macro Pyre. Can they kill Nori? They really can't. Look at the damage he's doing. He has got so much farm at this stage. And Phantom Lancer absolutely destroying them. Now gone on to the Puck. Gets a double kill. Now wants the Weird. He's going to be able to pick him off. No, he's not, because he's going to be able to TP out. and he's going to get away from this one, but Happy Jack's going to get Nori right beside. There goes the Diffusal Blade. Happy Jack falls. Triple kill for Nori, just what we were talking about. You cannot give him time to build up illusions in a fight, or he is going to absolutely destroy you, and they just could not kill him in time. And he has his Heart of Trask now if he wants to go and buy it, but he's probably going to save for buyback in case he gets killed. But now is the time, and Ace sensed that now is the time to start taking these towers down at bottom. They could quite easily walk it straight through into their base. The amount of damage that Nori does, he has his Manta, he pops his Manta, very, very quickly destroys that tower. They're going to be walking on to the next one. He does have his Heart of Trask and an extra 2.3k of gold. Roshan will be up in 30 seconds, and they are waiting for him. They really want to get this Roche. They're going to keep pushing with the Phantom Lancer illusions. They're going to see what they can do with them, see if they can get this lane all the way to the tower, which they will. There's a nice path from Jakiro, but they know that that's an illusion now, and they are going for Roshan. So a second Roshan. This is only the second Roshan, of course, but it's still very, very important at this stage. I mean, Nori's difficult enough to kill as it is, and if they can get 2 lots of Nori, it's just going to be ridiculously difficult for D4 to win a fight, because he just absolutely wrecks them. He could probably go 1v4, 1v5 at this stage and still end up killing them all. So even if they do manage to burn off the supports, Nori is just going to ruin this game for them very, very fast. He doesn't have his doppelwalk, but he has it up in 9 seconds, so he's going to be able to get away from that one. And another pause, and this time D4 is going to be calling for it. Hopefully that's not going to be too long. A little bit of banter between teams, a little bit of plex as opposed to please. We can see that Wandang actually has his mechanism up. He's had that up quite a while. If we check the support items at the other team that's been bought up by D4, you see Jakiro still doesn't have a mech. I don't think they have a mech on their entire team. If we check through very quickly, they actually don't. And Nyx Assassin has gone for a Dagon. That's a very, very weird build, especially against heroes that are quite tanky, like Phantom Lancer and Bounty Hunter when it gets to late game. I mean, they've got quite a bit of HP. They both get, I mean, Phantom Lancer is difficult to kill anyway because of the amount of illusions he spawns. And the BKB bought up on Bounty Hunter. Dagon is such a weird choice. I mean, I suppose they have Pucks try and go for Sheepstick, but Nyx Assassin maybe should have bought up that mech, would have been a lot more useful. I mean, giving the extra HP to Happy Jack in a fight would have been a lot better than single target bursting someone for what, 400 magic, if that. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of an odd item choice, I will admit. It's a very pub item choice, I'll give it that. The sort of item you always see Nyx Assassin pick up in pubs, but that's normally when he goes mid, not when he's a trialing support. Happy Jack, continuing to farm. He's going to go down bottom and just maybe steal a little bit of D-Weird's farm. D-Weird has a Salt Cuirass built up. That's quite important. Still has Maelstrom on the bear. He needs to try and turn that into a Mjolnir pretty soon, you feel, just to be able to counter this Phantom Lancer, to get rid of those illusions as quickly as possible. And someone's disconnected. I don't know who that is. And the pause from Jakiro, I don't think he realises it. It's just a random broadcaster. Yeah, they've called go. They know it's a random broadcaster now, and they're going to continue to go. So Nyx Assassin isn't here. Yes, he is. He's all the way around at the back, doing pretty much nothing. He has Vendetta up. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. He's probably just going to start warding, and they're going to slow push with the bear. They really want to get this Rax. If they can get a Rax, they might be able to get back into this game. And oh, really nice track. There goes Lord Blood. Does have Happy Jack inside. Out comes Happy Jack. They really want to get Nori, but Nori's damage, completely insane. Macropire has been used. It's not going to do anything to him. The bear is getting absolutely decimated. There goes the dust. They really want to try and get Nori. Happy Jack is there as well. Can they get him? I don't think they can. Down goes Lone Druid. They have to run away. Nori's damage way too high. They're going to be picking up Dews as well. He's never going to get away from that one. Phantom Lancer gets another double kill. Happy Jack has to run down in the river. DM has to run away as well. As Sadie looked like to going to the chase, but decided not to. I hear a Sunstrike. That's going to do absolutely nothing. He's on way too much HP. But yeah, Nori absolutely wrecking them in this team fights, and he still has Aegis, and you saw how little damage he actually took in that fight. He took about a quarter of his HP in damage, and how can they bring him down? Look at his net worth. He's on 23,000 gold compared to the 17 of the lifestealer. And this is what we were talking about. It gets to that 35-minute mark, and Phantom Lancer starts to dominate the game. They've tried to take down these racks, but it was just a little bit too late. It was when Phantom Lancer had just got out of reach for them to being able to kill. Lifestealer now picks up a Desolator, maybe to try and do a little bit more against Nori. But if you don't know which one the real one is, how can you kill him? How can you take out Nori when there's so many illusions coming at you? And you just have to hope that you're hitting the right one and just start right-clicking. And the illusions are going to be looking to push down the bottom for Ace, while the real Nori just backs off back to base. Now has a butterfly and level 2 diffusal blade. Wow, he is really farm. We look at Happy Jack, we can see that he really just doesn't have anything compared to Nori. And Nori with the butterfly, even his illusions are going to be a pain to kill now. They've got that big evasion. They have a Heart of Tarrasque as well. What can you do against Nori at this stage? What can D4 do? They have to hope to take him out of the fight before the fight starts. But because of his Manta, they're never going to know which one he is. They do not have enough AoE to deal with him. I mean, Lone Druid can maybe, if he gets a few procs off with the Maelstrom as the fight starts, they can find out the real Nori and focus him down, maybe pop a dust. But they just have nothing to fight him at this stage. It looks like Nori just wants to walk straight at mid and try and take this. And look at his attack speed. It's absolutely nuts. Nori just walks into the middle. Big combo coming out from Invoker, and Nori gets the kill very, very fast on the Jakiro. Now they're looking for the tower. They get the tower as well. Nori gets absolutely everything. Maybe trying to look for the high ground puck. Is she going to dive into the middle? Doesn't look like she is. She does have the Nyx. She doesn't have the Nyx bomb set up. Nyx isn't quite there. Nori goes straight up, wants to kill the bear. Not going to be able to, but Invoker does drop the Nyx Assassin. In goes the puck. Puck's going to die very fast in the middle of them. Nori now destroying the tower, looking for the racks. This is the power of Phantom Lancer still in this version. Very, very difficult to beat after the 35-minute mark. And it's got to 40 minutes now. Lifestealer just cannot contend with him. Lifestealer literally just hanging back in Lord Blub, doing absolutely nothing as they go for the top tower. There goes the Alacrity. Look at how fast that tower falls. Now they want the racks. They're going to get him. In goes Lord Blood. They want one last ditch attempt to try and catch out Nori, but look how fast Happy Jack dies to the Phantom Lancer illusions. Absolutely wrecked. D Weird now going to be falling to him. Actually, the Shadow Demon gets the last hit. GG's are called. Ace are going to be taking the win, and it's just Phantom Lancer impossible to deal with when he gets the Manta and he gets the heart. And a very, very nice game from everybody. But yeah, the power of Phantom Lancer still, you have to counter pick him. You cannot pick up a Lifestealer against a Phantom Lancer if you do not get at least a Mjolnir for that AoE damage. There's just nothing you can do to stop him. I mean, he's just absolutely destroyed this game for D4, and Ace take a very, very well-deserved victory, but on the back of a Phantom Lancer. And we normally see Sven's getting picked or Tiny's getting picked to try and counter, and we know that Lifestealer at this stage just isn't a very good counter for the Phantom Lancer, and they picked very, very well being able to get him up and then banning out any of the big problems for him. And a very, very nice game for Ace. And unfortunately D4 have lost this game, but we should be bringing them maybe more of their games. I have enjoyed casting them, and they are very, very fun and enjoyable to cast, and hopefully I'll be sticking with them a little bit. And I hope you've all enjoyed watching this as much as I have casting.